Skyrim froze. So now I'm playing Chrono Cross. The Chrono of the Cross. You can download it off PSN. $10, $9.99. You can have that penny. So this guy Radius, he's my sensei. He's about to whip me. You can't beat this guy right now. You probably can, but I just don't know. And I've been gaming it up, man. I think PS2 was like. PS2 was the pinnacle of gaming. Like, it didn't get no better after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the graphics got better, but the actual game, like, it didn't get any better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played some pretty good amount of systems. Tough with PC game, I never really gotten out. Cause that's what everybody was into. And like PC gamers, like all through my childhood, I can remember everybody who was PC gaming. Like, we would be best friends, but we would always have beef. Like, I don't know what the beef was about, but I just noticed one attribute was that they all gamed on the PC. Like, we would always have beef. I do not understand. We would always have beef. So I ended up just kind of not doing a PC game. Plus it's so expensive. I was like, I was thinking about doing it one time, but then somebody was telling me about, like, I had to build I had to build everything. I was like, I don't want to buy it ready-made. So, no, man, you gotta build it, man. It's the only way. Then you gotta get this big-ass monitor, man. You gotta get a big monitor, you know. I was like, I just try to pop the game in, man. So, you know what I'm saying? To help the joystick work. It was people I talked to, like, like, they were like, man, you just buy the games, man. You just buy them online, man. I pre-ordered mine online, man. It's gonna download to my hard drive as soon as it come out. That was kind of lit. I be noticing them dudes don't have no old leg. Computer be old, like, you spent all that money on it, you know, shit. I spent 4-5 racks on a female. Hey, you know. Like, dude, I need to turn the flicks on. I ain't no computer boy. Turn the flicks on. I paid $5,000. Yeah, so never really did a PC game, but like PlayStation 2, that was the best. Like that was the most fun I had gaming. It was like PS2 and Xbox. And GameCube was true too. The GameCube, man, that was the best era right there for me. Like the PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii era, it was more like just seeing what you could do. You know what I'm saying? And what really made it lit was the fact that you could like download games, and like the online element of it went to a whole nother level. Like, you know, like they was expecting you to go online. It wasn't like, oh, you know, you could just, cause like when the PlayStation 2 era, you know, Xbox and the GameCube, you know, they had online, but you know, you didn't even know unless you was really into it. You know what I mean? Like they had aspects of the Sega and the 64, like extra stuff you could like hook on and stuff. I still don't even know what that stuff does, you know. But I had so much fun on it, you know, so it didn't matter. But now it's like you're not gonna experience it unless, you know, some games, you know, if you don't have online, they're not even gonna let you play it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you don't have to get online, but it's like I've been on here so long. It's like it's not fun without it. Like just the possibility of being able to go online makes it fun. Like because I don't really go online as much, but I like the ability to, just in case I want to go online, you know, I can. You know, you gotta wonder what if. Hey, buddy, thanks. But man, like PS2, man, had the True Crimes. A lot of people don't know about that. True Crimes, man, that was a good game, man. That was a good game. True Crimes, and then it had True Crimes, True Crimes Streets of LA, True Crimes, Cities of New York, something like that. Man, it was lit, man. That game was lit. I'm surprised they stopped making it. Or if they did, I ain't played the new ones, but that was fun, man. And you know, it's like back in those days, you go to school, so it was like you couldn't play all day. You couldn't get bored with it, you know, because you don't have so much time to play. So that's what I think is really fun too. And thanks, buddy. I needed that. Sure. I'll fight again. Again. But man, PS2 was the truth. There's like there was very few games that like made a. I'm not fighting you, man. There's very few games that made like an impact on me, but you know, it was like. Games that did, like that FF10, that was absolutely amazing. Like that game was lit. I had to beat it with Game Shark though. Like I'm playing the remaster now. I'm like right at the end on FF10. You know, because now I have. It's like with the boxes, you know, like you don't really know what the bags do. You think it's gonna be impossible. Like when you stick with it, like you kind of eventually just get it. Hey. But that's how it was with the FFX. You know, it was just like first I just did not get that game at all. But now that I've been playing it, I'm like, oh man, I just didn't have the comprehension. Because I was like, you know, you can't be busy playing like a serious RPG. Like you have to be really into the game, and you know you get caught up, you know, because they always explain to you, oh, this is over 50 hours of gameplay, this is over 100 hours of gameplay. You get caught up in the fact of that's a long time. You know, you think you're gonna sit there for just 100 hours to play this game. You're not. You know, after a couple months go by, you realize, oh, that wasn't nothing. That 100 hours wasn't nothing. I'm gonna play more. You know. But if that, I mean, some people do the 100 hours a couple of days, but you know, I mean, I'm more of like, you know, play it a little bit, put it down, play it a little bit, you know. Oh yeah, I remember when I played this in the beginning, yeah. And played that FFX about the time I got a hold to it, because it was out for a little minute. So I think it was like 2003 by the time I got a hold to it, and then okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to save this game again. Let's see if I can save it. By the time I got a hold to it, it was yes, I saved it. Okay, it's been recorded. I saved this game, so it should still be there. All right. By the time I got a hold to it, it was like I think it came out in like 2000 or something like that. I got a hold to it like 2003, and then when as soon as I beat it, I'm talking as soon as I beat it, like a month went by and FFX Part 2 came out, and I think this was like the only game they did that for. I think they did a continuation of 5 with 6, but yeah, I think. But it was like, because here's the thing. This what made that so lit to me. Alright. I wanted to know what was gonna happen to the dude. Like, I just could not believe that you went all that way and he was just a dream the whole time. And then here's the thing, I wasn't paying attention. Like, now that I've been playing, I'm like, they've been telling you that pretty much the whole storyline. You know, this guy's not real, but you know, it's like back in the day, I was blown away that they weren't gonna like live happily ever after, and you know, because she was planning to turn like him into sin. Basically, that's what they had to do. You know, in order to stop sin, they would have to create a stronger sin, stronger than the present sin, defeat him, and then eventually that sin turns into the sin that got destroyed. So, you know, and I think it ends up destroying the person that cast it. Like, she was like the caster, and she had to turn one of her guardians into sin, and you know, eventually like the sin lost its mind, and you know, takes out the caster or something like that. But so I'm thinking, okay, you know, like love prevailed, right? And he was like, I'm not gonna let you get messed up. You know, I'm not gonna go. So they eventually figured out a way to beat sin indefinitely. You know, it was just like, you know, it's a trick. You know, they're tricking us into making new sins every year. That's the reason why sin keeps coming back, is because, you know, no one's getting strong enough to attack it head on. Like, you're dependent on sin to turn you into another one so it can defeat itself, but it's really a trick. It's still the same old sin, you know. It's just using you as a vessel, basically, you know. So they eventually feel like, man, we gotta get strong enough to take sin out head on. That's what they did, you know. Cause his dad, the guy's dad, was the sin that they were fighting at that time, you know. So ended up saving her life, but then once they defeated sin, like all of the dreams, like all of the realistic dreams that were inhabiting the planet, they turned back into dreams because sin was no longer there. You know, so he had to leave. Because I'm guessing, like, cause when you first play it, you know, you play as him, the playable character, and he's in his timeline, but then he falls off like a like a building or something, and you know, it flashes, but it doesn't tell you that he probably went into like another world because he was no longer existing. You know, so it's like oh, you know, like, you know, when he wakes up 1,000 years in the future. So it's pretty much basically saying that like his ghost had time to solidify or something, and once sin was defeated, you know, he was no longer needed, and so it was just sad, you know, sad because him and the chick, you know, they fell in love. You know what I'm saying? It was like as the person playing the game, you're like expecting them to get married. You know, she's about to marry this other guy. You know, and he stepped in and prevented that. You know what I mean? So you're like kind of like expecting them to like get married because he was serious about preventing her from marrying the other guy. You know, so you're like, oh, you know, they're not gonna get married. Yeah, he's gonna marry him, and eventually find out he was just a dream. It wasn't even real. I mean, usually when you play like a Final Fantasy game, that's it. You know, I mean, when I was coming up, because I think my generation, I was old enough to play Final Fantasy 7, but you know, they had generations prior to that played like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't think 4, 5, and 6 came out in America until I was playing 7. And Oh yeah, I think we in America we just went up to 3 for the Super Nintendo, and then 4, 5, 6 was the anthology, which came out around the same time Final Fantasy 7 came out. But I didn't play it because the graphics just really threw me off. Cause I was expecting the anthology to be lit like Final Fantasy 7, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It was like playing Game Boy. Yo. What is this? You know, I didn't grow up in that era, so it didn't make sense to me. But now it kind of does. Like graphics are so lit right now, it just doesn't matter. But I'm up here thinking like, okay, so this guy was just a dream basically, and it's just over. You know, like that was a beautiful love story. That's what really made it so impactful. How beautiful that was a actually beautiful love story. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be that beautiful. Like, it was like, it just made sense. And then, like, when I was young, you know, that's when I didn't understand love and stuff like that. So, you know, it just gave me great inspiration. I mean, I didn't want to be a dream and fade off and shit and jump off a fucking ship into nothingness. But, you know, I was like, man, I want to fall in love like that, man. Because, you know, at that time, I think Tidus was like, that game came out, I was like 13. I think Tidus was like 17 or 18, and Yuna was like 15. So they were upperclassmen to me. So I was like, man, I'm about to go into like a love situation like that, you know, because I was like, this guy's old. You know, I used to think that was old back in the day. Like, so this guy's 17. You know, I'm gonna be 17 like 4 years, you know? It's a long time. They came out with the 10-2. Oh my god, I saw a commercial for that and a song. Oh, it was like watching Kingdom Hearts all over again. I was like, what? They got 10-2? Oh my god. So I went and bought that brand new. I went and copped that 10-2 brand new. And see, a lot of people don't understand. And I copped the strategy guide. That's how you know. See, back in the day, that was how you got. That's when you was lit. When you had the game and you had the strategy guide, like, cause you just had the game. You weren't the serious gamer. You had to have the strategy guide. You had to have the complimentary poster or something. Like, I ain't go that far with strategy guide. Cause like I said, the game was like $40, and then with tax, it would be like $47, right? And then like the strategy guide would be like $19.99. Sometimes $25, depending on where you get it from. You know, so you know you spend a good $60, $70. And that's a lot of money back in the day, you know. But it was fun, man. It was fun. It was fun. And like the new features and stuff, and then like, you know, the only reason I played that game is because I was like, man, I wanted, like, it was like, oh, you know, because they showed you a glimpse of some guy that looked like Tidus, so I was like, oh snap, he came back, oh my god, you know, oh my god, I thought it was over, you know, it was just like, wow, I really thought it was over. I thought the story was over for them. It wasn't, you know, it just wasn't. It was like, oh, okay. So, ended up playing it, come to find out it was something that happened, I think it was like around the same era of Tidus's time. I'm guessing that like how him and Tidus were so similar looking that it was like Tidus's brother or something. Cause you know Jet was a athlete. You know he was like superstar back in the day. So you know I'm not surprised if he had other children. But it wasn't Tidus, and this guy was crazy. Like Tidus had his little niches and stuff, but this guy was freaking crazy, man. He was trying to bring the planet down to find, cause they beat his girlfriend, shot him and his girlfriend, basically. And this is like happened thousands of years ago, but then there's these things, oh my god, I gotta heal. There's these things called dress spheres, and Like each one of these dress spheres was more about like a significant person in a previous time or previous life, and like you put on the dress sphere, you could take on like their personality and stuff they gained from wearing it back then. So like when Yuna would put on like the song dress, basically, she was taking on this chick's persona. She was like a superstar singer 1,000 years ago. So I don't know. I think it was longer than that. Or might have been shorter. I don't know. But she was with some guy she wasn't supposed to be with or something. This guy was like really about to take the world over so they could be together. And they ended up shooting both of them. And, they made a pretty nice little CGI movie about it. It was lit. I was like, oh snap. But it wasn't tedious, so I didn't care. I was just like, oh man, I thought he was gonna be with something happened like once you beat the game. Like tedious just does not come back. And you have to like press X and you have to get 100% completion to see this guy, you know, tedious come back. But then you don't know if she's dreaming about this shit, the girl cursing or like, did he actually come back, you know? He just like pops out the water. So which made me think, I'm like, you gotta come out with an FFX3, like, this. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, why I do that? But like after PS2, I just kind of like, I just stopped rocking with the games. Like I'm just now starting back to get into it. Well, I ain't never stopped playing them, but you know, just like getting into them. Like I just kind of just like playing them, just say I was still doing it. But and then like PS3, I just caught one because I was such a big fan of the PS2, but like while I had the PS2 first, you know, I copped the Xbox. That Xbox was pretty lit, you know. Cause I didn't even like. Only reason I got the Xbox was so I could play the Halo series because you couldn't. It was like that's the only thing that made the game systems complicated back in the day. It was like certain games you just couldn't play on like the PS2. You could only play on Xbox. And like Halo was one of those games. I think it was something else. And then like the Soul Calibur series, they really got your ass. Go crazy. Like they're like if you play Soul Calibur for instance, you know what I'm saying, like Link for instance, you know, Link was a playable character, which was, man, I'm talking about like now they probably wouldn't make a big deal, but back in those days that was like wow, you know, like what, you could play as Link, you know what I'm saying, and it's like Link is a fighting character, you know, like, you know. Man. So I ended up getting the GameCube and I rented, I think I went and rented Soul Calibur. It was 3, Soul Calibur 3, and played this Link. It was fun, man. I had fun. And I think Xbox you play as Spawn, and then on PS2 you play as Dark Vader, I think. I'm guessing. And that was just like one of the niches to like having the different systems. But I got on that Halo and I was hooked to, man, that Halo was the truth, dude. Like everybody used to talk about that game, but see, like I always equated that to the PS gaming. Like I remember we used to have these little gamer conclaves and stuff like that where you can go and, you know, this is one place you could be a gamer and no one really judged you. Like everybody was cool, you know, nobody cared, you know. And I remember they had like 14, 15 PCs, man. And you could, if you wait your turn, you can get on them and they would play like Half-Life and like Rainbow Six and stuff like that. And I got on that Half-Life. Oh my god, I just could not. No, I was getting just smashed. That just kind of got me off the PC game, and I was like, I'll never do this shit again. You know, cause like, man, like the other characters, like the people, it wasn't like now. Like now, you know, it's supposed to be way across the world shooting you. Like back in the day, like it was right across from your ass and shooting shit out of your person. Like you know, like 4 or 5 PCs down, knocked your ass, got you. Like, hey, computer 3, you suck. Like they out here, bro. Like, you suck, man. Pass the computer to somebody else. I was just like, oh my god, I'm so harsh. So I just didn't really rock with the PC game. But so like when the people would talk about like Halo and stuff like that, I would kind of relate that, and I was like, I hope they're gonna play Halo, you know. But then I ended up playing it, you know, just because I was like, you know, I was by myself, you know, I wasn't really around any people to judge me because of my Halo skills, because I was just getting over the fact it was judging me on my GoldenEye skills, you know, and how many years it took me to get on the par with that, you know. But it was like, I ended up playing it, and at first I wasn't really impressed until I think you get to that area, like when you're in an open grass area and you're fighting the Covenant, and you can get on the like you can drive the machine, you drive the good cars and stuff, and get on top of them and shoot. And, you know what I'm saying? Or like you accidentally shoot one of your you can shoot your own people. Like that's what really made it interesting, because most games like you can shoot everybody but your own people. Like man, you can shoot your own people and knock them off. Like I was like, what? You know, it's just like I wasn't really trying to do that, but I was just surprised, you know, that you can do that, and they'll come at you like, what? I was like, wow, you know. So I ended up playing it, and once I beat it, I was like, man, I'm playing Halo as long as it come out. Like Halo is the truth, you know. Like I didn't think that game was that good, and it just like kept getting better. Like part 1, oh man, like the more you got into the storyline, the better it got. Like it wasn't like some games like, yeah, the first couple parts was good, and you get to those middle boring parts. Like it was fun from beginning to end. Like every chapter was lit. Like Halo was the truth. Yeah. Playing Chrono Cross, Skyrim froze. That Halo was lit. It really was. Ended up playing part 2, which I do not regret because of the dual wielding and the fact that you can see things from the Covenant side of it. Like in my opinion, like part 2 was a lot better than part. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Part 2 was a lot better than part 1, but you know, they both had like okay, like when part 1 was all it had, it didn't have part 2. Part 1 was lit. Now Halo Wars, I didn't really understand Halo Wars. You know, I wasn't one of those type of gamers. Like I think there's a label for it. I just wasn't into that type of gaming at that time, and so like Halo Wars just didn't really interest me. But get him. Alright, but like Halo 1 was fun. You know what I'm saying? Like Halo 2 made everything make sense, if that makes sense. Like Halo 2, and what made Halo 2 so lit was the fact that it was anticipated. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, you know, Halo 1 went so hard, you was just like, Halo 2 is gonna be the truth, you know, because, you know, Halo 1 was so fun, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, off the top, I was just like, okay, Halo 2 is gonna be the truth. Excuse me. And, it didn't disappoint, man. And you get to fight those brutes. Oh my gosh! bastard. But I was a big fan of like the plasma rifles. I liked the ARs. It's a certain way you gotta catch all these things. And I like the sniper, but it was like only on like multiplayer. Like that's what I like the sniper. Like, I mean, it was still fun though. Like if you can come across one, and then that Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh my gosh. Kingdom Hearts 2 wasn't all that to me. It was straight, like it was lit to say that Sora had really leveled up. Like I like how they showed that. Like it was like that Sora's not the same Sora. You know, even though he was boss, like that Riku Sora fight. Oh my god, like that was like the man. That was the best game fight of all times to me. Like you know, just how they built it up. You know, like oh man, they about to go at it again, and they finally did. Like clash, that was amazing. I like how they did that. But that Kingdom Hearts 2, it was like. I think they rushed it. I don't know. That's the only conclusion I can come with. They rushed it because it was, like I said, they showed him growing up. You know, that was the main thing. I think everyone as a fan had, like you know, like Sora was a kid. You know, and what made him so interesting was the fact that you know he was taking all of this pressure on his shoulders at that age, you know what I mean? And you know, all of these adults, you know, from games that we idolized back in the day, you know, were looking up to Sora, you know, I was looking up to him, you know, like they could step in at any time, but they were kind of like giving him leeway to grow up and accept his role as being a protector of the Gummy universe, basically. And you know, so it was just. I mean, when you like a teen or preteen and stuff like that, that gives you it gives you inspiration. You're like, yeah, I see a lot of adults look up to me. You know, so it's like I need to step my game up. You know, what I'm saying, take on my responsibility because that's what Sora did, man. From day one, you know, you take on responsibility, man. You know, to just start saving the world, man. He didn't have to. Like he just was like. Show me what you need me to do. You know, he made friends. Like Sora was like that's what inspired me about him. His ability to make friends. Man, he just made friends with some of the wildest people. You know, and so watch him grow up in part one in that short amount of time. You know, you were expecting him to grow, especially all of the skills and stuff that he gained, and then like Chain of Memories. I think what's it called? Not Chain of Memories. What's it? Chain of Memories? Not Chain of Memories. Oh, let me look it up. That was so long ago. We came out for a Game Boy Advance. With Nominee or whatever. We had to play with the cards and stuff like that. You know, it psyched it up. You know, it made me be like, okay, this is about to be lit. You know, because I was like, you know, I was they fooled me actually because when I played let's see what that was called. Kingdom Hearts. Chain of Memories. That's what it was called, right? Oh, yeah, am I tripping? Yeah, Chain of Oh, that Chain of Memories was so hard. That was a hard game. But when that came out, I thought that was part two. I, you know, I really did. I was like, okay, that's part two. It's for the Game Boy Advance. It was lit though. I ain't gonna lie, it was fun. Um, really didn't get what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Because I barely understood what was happening in part one, but it was so much fun stuff and just like kind of reliving my childhood through Kingdom Hearts one. I was just like, I was with it. I really didn't care. I was just like, okay. So like, what time part two came out, I was just like, wow, okay, what is happening now? And like how they merged part two with the Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 1. I was really in a state of shock. Like I just couldn't believe that Kingdom Hearts 1 was that good. And then for them to make a remake and do Chain of Memories, which was lit. Okay, how do I forgot how to do this. Yeah, alright, that's what I gotta do. But what's this? Is something good? Oh. Okay, I mean, part two was kind of whack to me. Like, I'm not saying it was straight. It was straight. Because what made it lit was the fact that he promised Kyrie, he was going to get back to her. It was like I'm like, oh snap, the whole basis of part one was the fact that oh snap, what is this? Was the fact that they kidnapped Kyrie and she was one of the princesses or something, and you were root for Sora because you're like, sure, that's your girlfriend. You gotta save your girlfriend. You know what I mean? And he does. And then like at the end, he not only does he save his girlfriend, but he saves his best friend. In the process. You know what I mean? And well, technically it wasn't his girlfriend. Him and his best friend were kind of like trying. They both pretty much they were all friends. He pretty much Sora didn't make himself known that he until the end. He drew like a little picture showing him sharing the papu fruit with her, but I was expecting, like, okay, Kingdom Hearts, they're not gonna continue it. I thought it was just gonna be like one story. I was like, there's no way they're gonna like keep this storyline going, but they did. It was good. But you play Kingdom Hearts 2, to kind of watch him and his girlfriend like kind of grew up, and they still had those same feelings for each other, which they even grew. And Sora, like I said, Sora was like a lot more mature, and his initiatives changed. Like he wasn't the same person. He wasn't like added to save his friends. He was more like protecting his friends now. Like he was like, I gotta get strong to protect my friends. It's because his friends could protect themselves, but he was just like kind of like I want to make sure though. And I like how they brought Riku back, because like Riku was always one of my favorite characters. I just like how they portrayed him and stuff like that. And King Mickey. You know, that was like my all-time favorite character on there. I just like his swag. He was just pop out of nowhere and just like whoop everybody. He was lit, man. Excuse me. He did not care he was doing it. That's what made it lit. He was like, did not get like everybody else was like, oh man, it was the hardest battle ever. King Mickey just coming up swinging, pop, pop, pop. Come on, bro, let's get on out of here. You alright? You good? I'm good. Alright, let's get on out of here. Like, Mickey, how you did that, man? Oh, so. I like the PS3. The only reason I caught the PS3 was to play that Ultimate Tenkaichi 3, I think that's what it was called. That Dragon Ball Z. Because I was like a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z games. Ever since that Dragon Ball Z Budokai came out for the PS2. I was into the games. I was like, I tried to play a couple PS1 Dragon Ball Z games, but I just could not get into them. Because I don't even think they made them in America. But like that Budokai was serious. That was a lit ass game, you know. It was like it had some things they could have fixed, but like I think like by the time they got to like Budokai 3, they pretty much fixed it. It was good, man. And it was like I played all the Tenkaichis that I could play for the PS2. And by the time PS3 came out, I had by the time PS3 came out, they had the Ultimate Budokai 3 where you could fight the great apes and stuff. Ultimate Tenkaichi 3. Got that. By the time I got it, it was like $30. Yeah. And just did not play it. You know, I was just by that time Skyrim, I had gotten a hold of that Skyrim, so it was just like that was like the only game I was playing. I was only playing Skyrim, and I had that for the Xbox, so that's all I played. Skyrim, and played a little bit of Soul Calibur 4. Until they turned the online off, and I was kind of like, oh man, that Soul Calibur 4 online used to go, oh my god, you talk about some fun. They don't make it like they used to, man. I didn't play the 6, but I played the 5. Man, that Soul Calibur 4 online, oh my god, man, you talk about, man, they used to get for real now, man. They used to get for real. Cause I know when I played Soul Calibur 3. Soul Calibur 3 was like, that was the go-to. Like, I played a little bit of 2. I don't remember if I played part 1, but I remember I played a little bit of 2. You know, that's how I knew of Soul Calibur. And I don't even think it was called Soul Calibur. I think it was called Soul Edge or something like that. But, it might have been called Soul Calibur, I don't know. But, it's called something else. Part 1 was. But, so I had looked it up. But, like, by the time I got to 3, you know, everybody's house I went to, they had Soul Calibur 3. And, like, all my friends had, like, variations of systems. So, whenever we played Soul Calibur, it was like, you know, you might play it on Xbox, you might play it on PS2, you might play it on the GameCube, but we was playing some Soul Calibur, you know. And I would, like, have my go-tos. But, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just know we was playing Soul Calibur. And, I just, only like, how I labeled Soul Calibur was, it was the game where you fight with the weapons, basically. You know, I was like, okay, this is the one where you get to fight with the weapons. You know, some of them you get to fight with the fist. That was like a Tekken game to me. Okay, Tekken or Street Fighter, you know, you fight with your fist. Soul Calibur, you fight with weapons. You know, y'all chop each other up for real. You know what I'm saying? And, I think they had a, what was it, Samurai Showdown? It had Samurai Showdown, which was a pretty lit game. I think I played that on PS1. I ain't played anything past that. But it took me a couple of years. I finally, like through the Xbox, I finally got lit on on that SoCal. Like I finally got to the point to where I was whooping everybody. Like like just back in the day, you had to have friends and stuff. But then like once online it started popping, you didn't really need friends when you play as many people as you want online. That like it kind of messed up the circle. Remember when I was young, man, we had like 7, 8 people waiting to jump on the joysticks, man. Come on, man. Have 7 or 8 people, man. You only have one to pass, cause you know what I'm saying. If you won, you got to stay on there. Man, we used to play the game, man. Back in that day, it was nothing for like everybody to come over and you just own the game. Cause it was fun, man. That's what you did. But once I got on that 4 online, I thought I was pretty legit, but they kind of showed me, man, they be doing them combos and stuff like that, man. It was lit. I was playing that Fight Night round 3 off the top, that was. Well, by the time I started playing that Skyrim, I was playing that Champion. Man, I was getting whipped. Oh God, I ain't even go online. I would not dare to go online when I first got that game. Boy, it was a whole nother level. Like I had just got to the point where I was whooping everybody on Fight Night 3 online. Man, as soon as I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go over here to the Champion and be the truth. No, it did not work out. Cause I think a year before that or 2 years before that Fight Night 4 came out, but it was like you can only use the toggle. I didn't really play that one. I tried to play it, but the toggle just made it look so dumb to me. I didn't know how to use it. I never was a toggle type person. You know what I'm saying? Because even on round 3, people like the people that use the toggle, they was the truth. Some of them. Like you can tell the difference between a button user and a toggle user, because a toggle user will knock you out faster. Like a button user threw more punches, but them toggle users was the truth. But see, I never was a toggle user because it was like I had just started learning how to use the buttons. Good do. But once I got on that Skyrim, that was a wrap. I just kind of like saw played that Skyrim. Had this game called Catherine. I played that a little bit. It was kind of lit. I had that for the PS3. It was lit. By the time I started back rapping, like once I started playing the PS3 mixed with the Xbox, I started back rapping. So I didn't really have time to really get into the gaming because I was spending so much time building my flow, and at that time it was like I had took a break, so it was like my swords got dull. So I had to kind of sharpen my skills back up. That took years, so I didn't really have time to play the game. I didn't understand the power of, like even though you're not rocking with it, just kind of spit something every now and then or be freestyling or something, something to keep yourself back, keep your mind stay open to it. Because I think I went from 21 to 24. Like I had just stopped rapping altogether. I was just done. Like I drop a song every now and then, but it was like because people had so when I hit 21, that's when people started really hitting and catching on to man, them anime beats is the truth, because I had been saying that. Like when I was a teenager, I was like, man, y'all need to sample some anime music and make beats, but nobody was watching anime no more, And then when I hit 21, 22, something like that, that's when I started noticing people was on there. You had a lot more people exposing themselves as watching anime and making the beats and shit. And beats was lit too. I was like, oh snap, they was catching up to the actual, trap beats and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, if you had an anime beat, it was like some sucker stuff. It was you can make a lit ass song out of it, but it'll be more on some ABC 1 2 3. It wasn't like you could make a complicated, complex song out of it. And so that's really what got me back into it. You know, so I gotta get back into this because these anime beats is going hard. Excuse me. And that's when I realized my flow had fell off. I was like, what? I worked so hard on that. You know, I thought I'd have it forever. I was like, no, it didn't work that way. So, cause I made like a couple of songs, you know. Like back in them days, it was nothing for me to drop 4 or 5 songs. Like now, you know, now that I've been doing it, I could drop like 15 songs in like 3 days, you know. But back in them days, you know, to drop 1 song a month, you know, that was a lot, you know, for me. You know, that was a lot. You know, come up with 1 song, you know what I mean? I mean, like if I'm doing a project, it's me and my friends. I could drop like 4 or 5 songs because you know, like we're inspiring each other. You know, we're competing. You know, it's kind of like, you know, I can't let y'all do me, so you know, it'd be that extra motivation to keep going, even though you don't feel like it. But you know, you just drop it back in the day, like dropping a song just to drop it. Like I probably drop like 1 song every 2 days, 3 days. Yeah, and then eventually, like in a month, 2 months, 3 months, you know, you got a little project. You know. Some days you're feeling good, you know, like you know your fans vibing with you. You know, you might drop 5 songs. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. But I had to take a break from it because that lifestyle was just getting to me, man. I just couldn't do it anymore. And most people I see that stick with it need to take a break. Man, you need to take a break, man. It's getting to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting to you. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad about whoop. Yeah, we get the flow, we get the studio, and I smash it. You don't get mad. I ain't even dissing. Gotta take a break, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that shit get to me like that. You know, I'm just kind of, I'm not in it for that. You know, like to me, it's like, you know, you go, you in Halloween, you playing, it's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Like you letting this mask really dictate who you are. It's like, oh, you know, just something to do, man. You know what I mean? Like you jumped on my head. Like, remember this? Remember this? But I hit like 24. I just had to do it for like a month, 2 months. Got back to where I was with it, but I was still like so far behind in myself. I'm like, damn, if I'd kept going all them years, man, I wouldn't be. You know, I started rushing, so I was like kind of burning out. I didn't understand burning out back then, you know, because I would take a break, but then at that time I was like rushing to get my flow back, so it was like, you know what I'm saying? So like burning out, so I learned how to burn out, like, oh shit, you know? Like, yeah.